Oh, I'm gone. And with you. So, for any of y'all been following, this shit's loud. Yeah. All right, let's bring it up in there. See how we do. Mm-mm. All right, dip up in here. Oh, no bounce. Mm. Can't see my hand. This one can. All right, all right. Delays. This is wild. Turn like you. Internal tracks got a new view. And spin slow down. Analyze all the fun on the way. I can say. So how you been, bro? Really? I thought we talked about this, man. You said tonight was the time that I could drop this. You even said you was down with the beat. Now you pulling back on me. That ain't like you, Red. That ain't like you, Red. Mm-mm. No. So, what is it about? What is it about? So, for any of y'all that have been kind of doing your thing, that continue to do your thing, make sure that you keep on doing your thing, listening to that echo, let that gecko ride. It will come back and then it will subside. Just taking a minute, right? Getting into it, stopping in, seeing a few people, and trying to figure out how to do two things at once, which has never been one of my strong suits, but we working on it. All right. So, yo, what's up? So, bringing it in, man. Bringing it in. Bringing this year up. Bringing up what you're bringing up for next year. All right. Um, I hope that truly all of you are in the pocket, and when I say that, I mean that simply that you're where you feel you need to be. Okay. And why that's super duper important, as the OG right here says, is that the only way you're gonna last, the only way you're gonna make it, the only way you're gonna level up, the only way you're gonna get to that greatness, okay? The only way you're gonna keep on shining, the only way you're gonna stay phenomenal is if you keep yourself in that equation. You keep yourself in that pocket. What's really super cool is perception in all of this, right? Whether you've been down, whether you've been up, whether you've been in between, there's always a position where you can move, where you can make a shift. And I hear this referred to as hustle, okay? Nah, that ain't hustling, okay? Hustling and working hard are not the same thing. This is important, okay? And I say this as a person who knows both sides. Now, I do want to talk to some of y'all coming in. Anybody here that's showing some love? I'm saying hello, Bunny. I normally don't do this. Ed Master, welcome. Come on in. I'm using this side screen. And thank you for spending your time and taking a minute to listen, all right? What's happening, what's going on, where you're at, what you're doing, and how you're managing it, all right? This time of year seems to be like there's a lot of extra pressure to push forward, to really kind of get into these kind of common grooves. If any of that feels like you shouldn't be doing it, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't sign up for the gym membership. Don't sign up for all these things that you're going to do at the beginning of the new year, all right? Implement those plans into your head. Think about how you can actually attain them. And this is not a crazy concept. It's actually very, very easy to attain. And I can tell you this because I've done it, and I know other people that have. All you really need to do is figure out is if what you want to attain, wherever you want to be, whatever you've decided your purpose is in this life, but you get one of, go get it. If you ain't bringing no harm to nobody, and this is something that has been sitting with you a long time, and it keeps coming to the surface, and however you define your relationship with whatever it is that you believe in, then best believe you need to go get that. And also understand, as I'm sure you probably already know, there's probably been times you've been handed these gems directly like this. Here, come get them. Come take them. And for whatever reason, they just slipped on through the fingers and they got buried. And that can cause all sorts of stuff, right? That can cause all sorts of stuff. That's good. It needs to be processed. It needs to be managed. But the bottom line is you need to get up and you need to keep on moving forward, right? And how you're going to do that is different to each person, man. For me, it's doing what I'm doing right now. It's doing the things that I do in my community. It's playing music. It's meeting people in general and with an open heart, meeting them where they're at. Just like this guy right here. I mean, we wouldn't know each other. We would not know each other had I not answered a help wanted ad. Can you imagine? So anyway, moving forward with questions of the universe and how Santa's sleigh is powered by 8 crazy reindeer over one night. Magic. Mystical magic. You were mystical magic. You've always been mystical magic. And sometimes it gets long and cold out here. And it does. Right? It does. And that's all right. Because you got to get long and cold out here to warm up again. Man, crack that shell. Let that warmth in. Everybody's got a different process. I'm just one person telling you mine and a few of the things that make me happy, all right? And when things get tough, hard, whatever word you want to use, maybe too exciting, maybe that's the thing. Maybe, so happy that like you fall down and cry. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know it, but maybe that's the thing, right? Maybe that's your thing. And whatever it is, man, that's so beautiful. Or woman, human, whatever. It is beautiful. Is embracing those experiences because the other side of that is just not. And I did that for a long time. I know a lot of folks that did. And there's reasons we do this. We know this now. But at a certain point, it ain't helping you. It ain't helping you to not believe that this man sitting beside me is just believable as this man who's talking to you right now, or that shadow that's sitting behind me. What's believable? Depends on how we sell it, right? Depends on how you accept it. Depends on how you embrace it. And be careful who you follow. Because what you're giving is something that is a part of you. Let me do it another way. In my younger years, all right, when the music business was the music business that we all know and now most loathe, given current situations and circumstances. Anyway, another conversation for that. But music was a crass business, all right? How it worked was this. You pay a man about $1,000, band, and you would say, here's what I got. And he would give you 15 to 30 seconds to tell you whether you were or you weren't. Why is that important? Well, think about it. Think about that dynamic. First of all, I didn't have a band. I did not have $1,000 to lay down to talk to a man, especially at 14, 15 years old. How do you think I got that? Fill in your own blanks. But I was willing to commit what I needed to commit to get my dreams. Okay. All right. That's a young man speaking. Now, as an older man, I understand now that there are people, there are places, there are things that will capitalize on your emotions, your weaknesses, and your strengths. Okay? And you have to be aware of this. Because if you're not aware of it, you're losing the tactical advantage. Okay?
Just like I say, Shine, Christmas only comes one time of year.
Exactly. It only comes one time of year. And unfortunately, if we don't prop things up accordingly and correctly, they won't look right. And if they don't look right, I'm going to catch your eye. But if I look right and I slink in, you going to catch me? Why is that important? Because you got to go back to how this conversation started. You've always had everything you've needed. Way more, way more, way more. Think of it like this. If you've ever been fortunate enough to be in a spot where there's nature, okay? And I mean the thickets. The trees are very thick. You can walk into them for miles on a sunny day. But there's that one place where the sun just beams through. And only you know it. You know it's real. You've been there. You've experienced it. You've probably experienced other things if you found one of these places for yourself. Now, that's something that's real, right? Something you've done, something that you found that's yours. Now, if you walk out of that woods and I'm standing there and you tell me about the most exciting place you've ever found, most magical place that you've ever found, and I just say, shake your head loose, boy. That ain't real. That ain't real. Power words, right? The power words, how they carry with you. But if I tell you that this guy beside me is more real than I am right now, how far would you take that? How far would you think about it? Where does the magic separate from the reality? And is there a separation? Has there ever been? Maybe. Maybe. But I don't think that really any of that's relevant outside of yourself, to be specific. What I think, and what, more importantly, I would dare say I know to be important is this. Every moment that you feel that excitement, you feel it. Every moment that you're courageous enough to embrace that excitement and turn it into something magical, absolutely do it. The world needs people who are ready to be pioneers, more now than ever. More now than ever. There's a gap, big one, real big one. It's getting bigger. And you can take that any sense you want to take it in. But I do know that there's a whole lot of people feeling a whole bunch of different ways that think that if they talk about it, that if they Embrace it, that if they lean into it, that you'll be seen as such and such. Well, here's the brass tacks. The reality is this. Okay, there's one of two things, one of two options, all right? You're either standing in your own way or you're letting the things that you've built up stand in your own way. What's the difference in those two things? Well, the difference in those two things is this. One of them's entitled and one of them's learned. And the one that you learn, depending on which road you've taken, can seem enduring, can seem valueless, can be questionable at the best of times. But what I can promise you is this: if you're willing to commit to get to the other side, there will be something different. And why I use different is because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that your investments will guarantee a return. I'm not going to tell you that it will be easy, for certainly it will not be. And if it is, best question that, right? Ain't no free lunch. But to keep it on a lighter note, life is good, okay? It is not guaranteed. Strangest things happen in between. But you're here right now. So am I. So is he. And in a minute, he's going to start hollering, come back to life, start talking about deadlines and how we got to get grinding and hit the specific date. And that's fine, because that's how he does things. But that ain't how I do things. Not no more. My deadlines are mine. My time is mine. And I will manage it as such. I will team up with you. I will be your partner. And I will never betray you. Because my name is my bond. That's all you got. When they take that, what do you think about that?
It's a long way uphill.
Wiser words could not be said, my friends. Wiser words could not be said and shared amongst us all. So, in the spirit of the season, in the spirit of everything, okay, be good. Be well. And if you're not well, right, that's not an easy spot to be. Okay, it's not. And there's different levels of what that may mean for you. Okay, there's different levels of what it meant for me. And I do know that you never expect to find yourself in a certain set of circumstances. But remember, this shit don't discriminate. Okay? Whatever it is, however you're holding it, however it's holding you, if it is and if it ain't, to whatever it is you believe in, right? But best get ahead of it before it gets ahead of you. All right? Don't measure up to an expectation that is beyond what you believe is within your realm. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. And depending on how you was brought up and what you had to go through, that may have been part of the equation. Okay? Absolutely, it may have been. But here's where you get to change shit up. For every chain, there's a master link. You get to decide. You get to decide. Not him, not me. You get to decide when you want to become that master link. When you want to break that chain. Just because it's been done before does not mean it needs to be done again. Thus far, we will reproduce the same actions, forgetting history, and remain atrocities of yesterday to remain for today. Or just live life and be happy, man. Don't overthink it. Just goose fry by this shit. All right? Goose fry by it. If you know what that means, you know what it means. To all y'all that came out, much love. I'll be seeing you in the new year. Probably before. But in the meantime, in the in-between time, keep doing what all y'all are doing. Keep pushing, keep grinding. Do it for yourself. You've always been doing it for yourself. You got a message. You got a package. You got an ambiance. You got an audience. So until we meet again, my friends, keep on shining. Anything you'd like to say, old man?
Ho, ho, ho! Don't forget to tell them, Shine, to keep on shining.
Yeah, we already did that.
We out.